What's the worst car you can buy in 2025? I bet you have a pretty good guess. I'm Mike Anderson from Garage IQ, and today I'll be showing you 17 cars that Consumer Reports says you should avoid. These cars are the laughingstock of the auto industry, especially the top 3. Hit that subscribe button if you agree with any cars on the list, and don't forget to stick around for the debate in the comments. Let's get started. 17. Jeep Gladiator. Jeep took the Wrangler, slapped a truck bed on the back, and called it the Gladiator. Sounds cool, right? Too bad it didn't inherit any reliability. The Gladiator has a habit of shaking itself apart over time, with steering that feels more like a suggestion than a command. Ever heard of the death wobble? If you haven't, just Google it. Gladiator owners know it all too well, and for all that trouble, you're paying around $40,000 to end up spending more at the mechanic. 16. Chevy Silverado GMC Sierra. Trucks are supposed to be tough, reliable, and ready for anything. Silverado and Sierra? Not so much. These two might look the part, but under the hood it's a different story. Transmission problems, electrical failures, and interior rattles that make a 10-year-old beater seem refined. These trucks have it all. And don't even get me started on the engine lifter failures. Some owners have barely crossed 30,000 miles before their trucks start sounding like a diesel, except they're not driving a diesel. The worst part? These trucks aren't cheap. Even the base Silverado starts at $38,800, while a fully loaded Sierra Denali can hit $84,000. 15. Mercedes-Benz GLE. Mercedes is all about luxury, but the GLE proves that fancy tech and high-end materials don't mean much if they don't actually work. This SUV is a rolling showcase of glitchy electronics, malfunctioning air suspension, and transmissions that shift like they're confused about life. And when something does go wrong, and it will, the repair bill is enough to make your wallet cry. A simple sensor replacement can cost several $100. Anything major? Just start budgeting for it now. And keep in mind, the privilege of owning this headache costs around $63,000. 14. Jeep Wrangler. This entry is likely to ruffle feathers. You buy a Wrangler because you want adventure. You want to hit the trails, tackle the rough terrain, and go where no crossover dares. But here's the reality check. You better have a good mechanic on speed dial because Wranglers break. A lot. Leaky roofs, weak transmissions, electrical gremlins, and of course, the legendary steering issues that make highway driving feel like a wrestling match. The solid front axle is great off-road, but on the pavement, you'll be correcting the steering constantly, and for all that trouble, you're looking at a price of around $34,000. For that, you could buy a real off-roader that doesn't fight you every step of the way. Let me know your thoughts on the Wrangler in the comments. 13. Lincoln Aviator. Lincoln wanted to bring luxury to the midsize SUV market, but instead they delivered a headache on wheels. On the surface, it's a good-looking ride. Comfortable seats, powerful engine, all the tech you'd expect from a high-end SUV. But once you start driving it daily, the problems start piling up. First off, the transmission is clunky. The electronics are unreliable and repairs are expensive. Some owners have even reported engines randomly shutting off, which is about as terrifying as it sounds. And considering Lincoln isn't exactly known for cheap repairs, fixing those issues will cost a fortune. That's a tough pill to swallow when you've already spent $53,000 on one. 12. Nissan Sentra. If you asked someone 10 years ago to name a reliable, affordable sedan, the Sentra would have been near top of the list. Not anymore. Nissan decided to double down on their infamous CVT transmission, and let's just say, it's not great. These things overheat, slip, and sometimes just give up entirely. One day you're cruising along, the next your car is stuck in limp mode, refusing to accelerate past 20 miles per hour. And it's not just the transmission. Cheap interior materials, glitchy electronics, and a general lack of refinement make it feel like Nissan cut corners everywhere. At $21,000, it's affordable, sure, but there are plenty of better options that won't leave you wondering when the transmission will fail. 11. Ford Explorer. Spoiler alert, this won't be the only Ford on the list, but this one hurts because the Explorer should be a solid family SUV. Instead, it's a rolling checklist of things that will eventually break. First up, the transmission. Some owners have had to replace theirs before even hitting 50,000 miles. Then there's the electrical gremlins. Random warning lights, infotainment screens freezing, and door locks that work whenever they feel like it. Oh, and let's not forget the engine cooling issues. Some Explorers have been known to run hot, and if you ignore it for too long, say goodbye to your engine. Ford asks $38,000 for the Explorer, but given the reliability track record, you might want to save that cash for repairs, or better yet, a different SUV. Liking the video so far? If we're on the same page about these awful cars, hit that subscribe button in the corner and stick with me. There's more to come. 10. Chevy Bolt. The idea behind the Bolt was solid, a small, affordable electric car with a decent range, but then Chevy had to recall pretty much every single one because some of them decided to catch fire. Yeah, not exactly confidence-inspiring. Even after the recall, owners still report charging problems, range inconsistencies, and an interior that feels like it was built on a budget. And here's the kicker: battery degradation. If an engine starts acting up, you can fix it. If a Bolt's battery starts to go, you're looking at a repair bill that might be worth more than the car itself. At 27 grand, it's one of the cheapest EVs on the market, but sometimes you really do get what you pay for. 9. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee is one of those SUVs that should be great. It's got the looks, the features, and the reputation. But once you start driving it every day, you realize something. It just doesn't hold up. Owners have reported suspension issues, failing electronics, and a transmission that sometimes feels like it's rolling the dice on whether to shift correctly. Then there's the reliability nightmare of newer models, which seem to have inherited all of Jeep's bad habits while leaving the good ones behind. And the worst part? You're paying at least $36,500 to get into one. If you're after a mid-size SUV that won't turn into a problem child, you might want to look elsewhere. 8. Volkswagen Jetta. For years, the Jetta was the go-to for anyone who wanted a solid, affordable sedan with a European feel. Lately, not so much. Volkswagen has managed to turn this once-loved model into a bundle of mechanical and electronical frustrations. From faulty transmissions to weird electrical glitches and a ride that feels way cheaper than it should, the Jetta has lost a lot of what made it special. Several owners have complained about random stalling, unresponsive infotainment systems, and build quality that doesn't scream German engineering anymore. And when you consider that the base model starts at $21,500, you've got to ask, why deal with the headaches when there are better options at this price point? 7. Nissan Frontier. A mid-sized truck that's supposed to be tough, simple, and reliable, but in reality, the Frontier feels like it's trying to be rugged while hiding a pile of mechanical flaws under the hood. Steering and suspension issues are common, electrical systems tend to act up, and some owners have reported transmission failures far earlier than they should. Nissan's been making this truck for years, so you'd think they'd have ironed out these issues by now. But nope, problems just keep popping up, and at $30,500 for the base model, that's a steep price to pay for something that might not hold up in the long run. 6. Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Take all the issues of the regular Jeep Cherokee and stretch them out, literally. The L version was supposed to give buyers a larger, more practical version of Jeep's flagship SUV. Instead, it gave them even more things to worry about. The powertrain is shaky, the suspension isn't as refined as it should be, and reliability concerns have been stacking up since its release. Plus, Jeep's track record with first-generation models isn't exactly reassuring. And for an SUV that starts at $38,300, it feels like you're paying for potential problems rather than a dependable ride. 5. Rivian R1T. The idea of an all-electric adventure truck sounds awesome. Silent off-road, instant torque, and a futuristic design that makes gas trucks look outdated. That's exactly what Rivian promised with the R1T, but in reality, it's been more of an experiment in patience and deep pockets. Let's start with the software issues. Glitches that lock owners out of their trucks, touchscreens that freeze, and over-the-air updates that sometimes fix problems, but sometimes make them worse. Then there's the repair situation. Rivian is still a young company, which means finding parts and service isn't always easy. If something goes wrong, and many owners report that it does, you could be waiting weeks to get it fixed. And then there's the price. At $71,700, it's already more expensive than most full-size gas trucks. When you factor in the potential downtime and repair headaches, it starts looking less like a groundbreaking EV and more like an expensive science experiment. 4. Volvo's XC60 plug-in hybrid. Volvo's XC60 has a reputation for being safe, comfortable, and stylish, but when you add a plug-in hybrid system to the mix, things start to fall apart, literally. Owners have reported powertrain problems, electrical failures, and a hybrid system that sometimes decides it just doesn't want to work. The transition between gas and electric should be smooth, but on the XC60, it's anything but. Some drivers have experienced harsh shifts, strange power surges, and an EV mode that seems to have a mind of its own. Add in Volvo's notoriously high repair costs, and you've got a luxury SUV that's more frustrating than refined. And here's the kicker. The regular model comes with a price tag of $58,200, and if you want the hybrid system, you're looking at even more. That's a lot to pay for a car that might spend more time in the shop than on the road. Alright, we're down to the top 3 worst cars, and the comment section is already on fire with debate. 3. The Ford F-150 Hybrid. The F-150 is America's best-selling truck, and for good reason. It's usually reliable, powerful, and built to last. But when Ford decided to add a hybrid powertrain, that's when things got messy. Hybrid trucks sound like a great idea. Better fuel economy, extra torque, and some cool tech features, but in the F-150's case, it also means more things that can go wrong. Many owners have reported powertrain failures, electrical issues, and a hybrid battery that sometimes drains faster than it should. Some even say their trucks have randomly shut off while driving, which is not something you want happening in a full-size pickup. And with a starting price of around $46,300, the hybrid system is significantly more expensive than a regular gas-powered F-150. If you're looking for a truck that won't give you headaches, the traditional V8 or EcoBoost options are probably the way to go. 2. Volkswagen Taos. Volkswagen has had some serious ups and downs in the SUV market, and the Taos is definitely one of the downs. It's supposed to be an affordable, compact SUV that offers German engineering on a budget-friendly price. But in reality, it feels like VW rushed this one out the door before ironing out the kinks. The transmission is one of the biggest complaints. It hesitates, jerks, and sometimes feels like it just doesn't know what gear to be in. Add in glitchy electronics, cheap interior materials, and a ride quality that feels way too stiff for a small crossover, and it's clear Volkswagen cut corners. And while it's priced competitively at $25,000, you have to wonder if it's really worth saving a few $1,000s when you could get a more reliable SUV from Honda or Toyota. Sometimes, a bargain isn't really a bargain. 1. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Minivans are supposed to be the ultimate family vehicle, reliable, practical, and built to handle years of road trips, school runs, and daily errands without breaking a sweat. But the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid? It's proof that not all minivans are created equal. Let's start with the powertrain issues. The Pacifica Hybrid has a complex plug-in system that sounds great in theory. Good fuel economy, electric-only driving for short trips, and a smooth ride, but in practice, it's a mess. Some owners have reported battery failures, sudden power loss, and a transmission that feels like it's guessing what to do next. Some drivers have even had their vans completely shut down while driving, which is the last thing you want when you've got kids in the back. And then there's the electronic nightmares. Chrysler loaded this van with tech, maybe too much. The infotainment system is known to glitch, freeze, or reboot randomly, sometimes in the middle of using navigation or backup cameras. Other electrical issues include sliding doors that stop working, sensors that misfire, and dashboard warnings that pop up for no reason. It's like Chrysler tried to make a high-tech minivan, but forgot to make sure everything actually worked. All of this would be frustrating in any vehicle, but in a minivan that families rely on, it's unacceptable. And with a starting price of $51,000, this is one expensive gamble. You'd be better off with a Toyota Sienna or Honda Odyssey. At least those won't leave you stranded on the way to soccer practice. If you're thinking of buying your next car, then make sure you stay off these cars. Your wallet will thank you later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more money-saving automotive knowledge.